Let me start softly, the way I would if I were sitting with you at your kitchen table right now. Because if you have ever opened an email and felt that little twist in your stomach, that moment when something seems wrong but you cannot quite name it, I want you to know you are not alone, you are not behind, you are not failing to keep up. The world has simply become noisy in ways no one prepared you for. And today, I want to bring back a little quiet, a little certainty, a little control. A few weeks ago, I sat with a gentleman named Harold, 78 years old, a carpenter by trade. Hands that still look strong even though they tremble a little now when he reads small print. Harold told me he had clicked on an email that looked like it came from his bank. It said his account had been locked. It used the bank's colors, their logo, and even mentioned the exact street of his local branch. He said he felt a weight in his chest when he saw it. He thought, I must take care of this before something bad happens. So he clicked. And the moment he entered his username, everything in his body told him he had made a mistake. This is where fear meets the modern world. This is where good people get pulled into traps, designed by strangers who have never done an honest day's work. Harold spent his life building homes for families. Real rooms, real walls, real labor. And yet all it took was one email written by someone hiding behind a screen to shake his sense of safety. I want to tell you something Harold did not know at first. Something I want you to remember every time a message pops up that demands your attention. Most of the emails that come with urgency, pressure, or fear are not real. Most of the messages claiming your bank account is frozen or your password must be reset immediately are manipulations. And the people who send them depend on your kindness, your sense of responsibility, your good name. Let me tell you the truth. You are not the weak link here. The system failed to protect you. The criminals learned to imitate the institutions you used to trust. And no one warned you that the battlefield had moved into your inbox. Let me tell you a story about someone else. Her name is Sophia, 74. A grandmother who still writes grocery lists with a pen that has a tiny sunflower on the top. She received an email with the subject line, Important Security Notice. Claimed to be from her credit card company, it said her recent purchase in another state had been declined. It gave her a link to review the charge. The link looked official, the message sounded polite but firm, and because Linda tries to keep everything in order, she clicked without thinking. What she saw next was a page asking her to sign in. It looked exactly like the company's real website. Same colors, same fonts, same little lock icon at the top. But it was a fake login page. A perfect imitation created by someone who had no intention of protecting her account, only draining it. This is the part people rarely talk about, how hard it has become to tell the real messages from the false ones. How criminals have learned to mimic every detail, how even the cautious can be fooled. And yes, even the strong, even the wise, even the experienced. Here's what they do not explain. When you click a fake link, it does not always look dangerous. It looks familiar, comfortable, almost reassuring. That familiarity is the trap. It lowers your guard. It takes advantage of your honest intention to take care of your responsibilities, and in that small window of trust, they capture your information. Let me give you the legal truth in simple terms. You are allowed to question every email that asks for personal information. You are allowed to pause before clicking. You are allowed to refuse to act until you are absolutely certain the message is real. No bank, no government agency, no honest company will punish you for being careful. The law was built to protect you even when the world tries to rush you. Now let me tell you about suspicious links and attachments. These are the quietest traps of all. A link that says track your packet, attachment that claims to be an invoice, a message saying your password is expiring. These emails are not just annoying. They can be dangerous. Some of them hide software designed to watch your screen or steal your information. And the worst part is that the most harmful ones often appear the most ordinary. A gentleman I work with named Paul received what looked like a receipt from a store he had never visited. The attachment said, Open invoice. He almost opened it out of curiosity. He said he did not want to be accused of ignoring a real bill, but something in his gut felt wrong. He closed the message instead. And that small moment of hesitation protected him from a program that would have copied every password he typed for the next several months. You are not wrong for being cautious. You are not wrong for pausing. You are not wrong for trusting your instincts. You have earned the right to slow down and examine what shows up in your life. The people who try to deceive you want you to react quickly. They use fear because fear speeds people up. But protection lives in the slow moments, in the breath before the click. Let me tell you what legitimate companies will never do by email. They will never ask you to confirm your social security number. They will never ask you to send your password. They will never demand immediate payment. They will never tell you to buy prepaid gift cards. They will never threaten to close your account if you do not respond immediately. Real institutions communicate carefully and respectfully. They know the law. They know your rights. And they know that security threats require calm conversation, not pressure. If you receive an email that pressures you, it is almost always a red flag. If the message sounds urgent, step back. If it threatens consequences, take a breath. A real bank will call you directly or wait for you to contact them on your own. A real company will never punish you for verifying their message. Anyone who tries to rush you is not protecting you. They are hunting you. This is where emotional truth meets legal truth. You were raised in a world where trust was built face to face, where bills arrived in envelopes, where you could walk into a building and speak to a person whose job was to help you. No one warned you that trust would one day be replaced by digital trickery and hidden motives. If you feel overwhelmed by these changes, know this: you are not failing. The system has become unreasonable. The burden of caution has been placed unfairly on your shoulders. So let me give you a simple way to check whether something is fake. Not complicated technology, just calm human steps. If an email claims to be from your bank, do not click the link. Open your browser yourself and type in the bank's website the way you usually do. If the message was real, you will see a notification when you sign in. If it was fake, nothing will appear. If a company says you made a purchase you do not recognize, call the number printed on the back of your actual card, not the one in the email. The real representatives will know immediately whether the alert was legitimate. The message says your password must be reset. Ask yourself whether you initiated that request. Password resets do not come uninvited. Only come after you ask for them. If an attachment appears in an email from someone you do not know, do not open it. You are allowed to delete anything that feels out of place. No honest person expects you to open files without explanation. You can do this. These steps are simple, steady, and protective. You do not need advanced technology. You only need time, calm, and the clarity that comes from trusting your instincts. Now, let me return to Harold. When he realized he had entered his information on a fake page, he felt ashamed. He said he should have known better. He said he felt foolish, and that broke my heart because shame is the last thing anyone deserves in moments like these. So I told him the truth. Criminals spend all day learning how to trick good people. They study design. They study psychology. They study fear. It is not weakness to be fooled by someone whose only job is deception. You did not fail. The world failed to protect you. And the moment you speak up, the moment you reach out for help, the power returns to your side. Let me tell you something important. If you ever click something you regret, you still have options. You can call your bank and explain what happened. They hear stories like this every day, and their job is to help you secure your account. You can change your passwords, you can log out of all devices, you can freeze your credit, you can report scams to organizations designed to stop them. The law gives you the right to shield yourself even after a mistake. You are not powerless, you are not stuck. You have a path forward. I want you to hold this truth close. You are allowed to protect your peace, you are allowed to delete emails without responding. You are allowed to block numbers and messages. You are allowed to say, I will check this myself, instead of being rushed into confusion. You are allowed to ask for help from someone you trust. There is nothing irresponsible about being cautious. Caution is a form of dignity, a form of wisdom, a form of strength. Let me leave you with this. If you ever receive an email that feels wrong, let that feeling be enough. You do not owe anyone a quick response. You do not owe anyone your personal information. You do not owe anyone your fear. You have spent a lifetime building your stability. You have earned every bit of safety that surrounds you. And the people who try to trick you will never deserve a moment of your worry. Stay gentle with yourself, stay steady. And stay suspicious of anything that demands your urgency. If this helped you, share it with someone you love. Because one quiet warning passed from one caring heart to another has more power than any scammer will ever understand. And if you have a story of an email that didn't feel right, tell it. Someone else may find their courage in your words.